Hello, 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 and welcome to our first ever Hidden Trophy Trial Run podcast. With me, I have Slam9H. Say hello.
Oh, baby, we were not starting right away, but that was great.
Oh, okay,
That was
cool.
actually really wow. I
That was
like the
awesome.
voice and everything, sis. Go
Right, that was
off.
You
great.
gotta
That's what I like to
practice.
hear. Carry the team. Keep it going.
When should
I
we?
wanted to figure out how you guys wanted to do that because we didn't get a chance to. But I mean, if
Wait,
that
is this the
opening,
official introduction? Are we messing up the introduction, or are we keeping it
no,
going?
no, no,
Because
no,
I
No.
no,
fuck
no.
with that. I'm not gonna lie. Like honestly, that was really good. Sis put on the whole voice and everything.
Right, I didn't know who was gonna do it. I didn't know if you wanted to do it or what was the
I had
deal.
something in the holster, but like I didn't want to be rude, so I was like, I'm gonna let her talk. And when I come in, I'm gonna razzle dazzle them. But then sis stole the
Right.
show, so I'm
Well,
gonna
we
hold off on
can. We
that.
can. You can say yours, and
Nah, 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 nah. It's
Because
all you.
because
You had that.
because
You took
we
the spotlight
we
for a
we
minute.
actually need to check our how our sound sounds. We need to make sure that everybody is even. Like we couldn't just start right off the
Mm.
bat.
Okay,
true.
copy.
Okay.
Copy. I still liked it though. So
Yeah,
like
it
if you
was
could bottle the
excellent.
energy up and bring it back in a minute, like perfect.
I can't recreate perfection. No, yes, I can.
Yes, you can. You got this. I believe in you.
I'm not
All
sure if
right.
I can hear
So,
myself in this.
okay. Let me see if I can hear you on my computer real quick then.
No, 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 no.
So we got
I sound okay.
we got okay, how do I sound?
Omega, you sound really good.
Sound good? Alright, bet. See
Mm.
that's that Android quality y'all be talking shit about.
Ain't nobody shitting on.
Right.
Hey, baby, you actually no. I take that back. You sounded excellent, so that was
Oh,
fine.
good.
Yeah, no, your volume was great.
Good.
All right, all right,
Sounds
all
good
right,
to
all right.
me.
So everything's straight. Yeah. Are you? I guess she's host. Like you ready to
She's
play
the whole
host?
you got
Sure.
this, sis.
I'll
Bring
try
back the
to.
energy you just had.
Okay.
Take a minute. Inhale, exhale, red leather, yellow leather.
Red leather, yellow leather.
That
Right, just
wasn't
repeat that a few times.
red leather, yellow leather. Dude, I almost said leather.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. That's a tongue twister.
Leicester, red Leicester, yellow Leicester.
Red Leicester, yellow. Hey, that's better.
That I mean that works too. The point is just to get every part of like your facial muscles just getting used to talking, so you don't like stutter and fucking lisp like I have a habit of doing.
Right. No, I have a bad habit of doing that too.
I'm about to say you didn't have to agree. I was like, you could be nice, could pretend that
Oh,
you
no,
didn't
I was
notice.
just.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm not that sensitive. I cry after the stream. I never
Okay,
do it
good. As long
live.
as you do it on the podcast, we're all fine. We're
I
all
I
fine.
never cry. I never let them see me cry. Doesn't mean I don't do
Me
it.
neither. Me neither. Never let them show weakness. Never show weakness to
Never
them.
show weakness.
That's a fact. You
Yes.
hear that, everybody?
Never
These are
show
the lessons we're
weakness.
teaching you. Crying is weakness, and you should feel bad about your emotions. Let me stop. I'm kidding.
Wow.
I'm kidding, obviously. As a man who has cried more than his fair share, it's alright. Do your thing. Feel
Oh,
how you
that's
feel,
cool.
sis. Not
Uh
me. Stop.
oh, I
My
had
man can
skipped
cry.
frames
What?
for just a second. Okay, I
Yeah,
think
you
we're
did
good.
for a
I'm just getting
second.
used to the controls.
Okay.
So in this one, oh wait, I won. What I win?
Yeah. We were just. I mean, it was just sitting there. You're about to take King of the Hill. All right, baby girl. So, what are you saying in the intro? You're just introducing me and Omega. Is there anything in particular that we want in the intro to the podcast?
Um, I don't know. I mean, we definitely need to
What's up,
say our
guys?
names.
This is Rack Shasta Mama coming at you live. I don't know. We can go with an old school 1950s announcer. Little disc jockey.
Good morning, Vietnam.
Oh
Yes.
my god. And that's copyright. All right, we had a good run. We lasted a total of
Good night.
6 minutes before we got flagged. Good job, everybody. Longer than I thought it'd take for me to get canceled. Shit. I mean, listen, this is how I would do it personally. Since we're on Rack Stream, I think it would be just out of respect, let her get the first intro. Then she'd be like, here with me is my lovely husband, Slam. And then Slam be like, what up, guys? Blah, 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 blah. And then we got this guy, and then I pop in with my psycho shit, and we keep moving. And we just be like, all right, so what are we doing here? What do we expect to do with this podcast? Blah, blah, blah. Feel me?
Good shit.
Mm-hmm.
Let me know if you want me to do that part, or like if y'all good with that. I'm good with whatever.
Yeah, we should let everybody know because Cool Troy and Kazuki are here. Hey guys, we are trying to figure out how we're gonna run this podcast. So
What's crack-a-lacking, y'all? This is the
yeah.
beginning of greatness. Remember this moment. You're going to be telling your kids about this.
And
We're
your
trying to start off a
grandkids.
podcast. Every journey starts at one step, and here it is.
Starts at ground one. No, square one.
That's what I'm talking about.
God.
Square one.
Listen, I'm not trying to be conceited, but I can already feel this is going to be the greatest podcast ever conceived. Like, look out, Joe Rogan. I'm on your back.
Whoa.
It's over for you.
That is just really going for the GOAT.
Really
right
is.
away.
It's
Who are the three? It's Joe Rogan, Joe Budden, and it's all the Joes.
Joe.
Is there another Joe? I feel like
I
there's gotta
can't
be a
think of
third Joe
another
to complete the
humongous
trilogy.
podcast.
No.
What about the Breakfast Club?
Oh yeah, that is a big podcast.
They be having me crying. I'll give them credit. They
They're
be having me
good.
laughing sometimes.
They're
Charlemagne
definitely
That
has
whole
me
shit-
dying.
They're the
I
one
love
they had
Donkey
fucking
of the
what's
Day.
his... Wait, what'd you say, Rack? I didn't catch it.
I was saying I love Donkey of the Day. It cracks me up.
No, the shit that had me when they had Soldier Boy coming, he's like, Drake, hiding his son from the world, behind the world from his son. That shit had me fucking screaming. Like, I was dead like, nah, get this man off the air. Listen, Soldier Boy was finessing people, I'm not gonna lie. Did you see his fucking, what was that shit called? The Soldier console? What was that?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'm gonna reference that as soon as we get into the... as soon as we get to the console wars.
I know that's a meme with the Soldier Boy, but
It's real.
I have yet... Well, it's a meme now, right?
Yes, but it really took on a life of its own. He started selling Soldier Pods instead of AirPods.
Wow. Okay.
This is all good podcast material. I feel like we should save this when we get into the console war shit.
All right, bet. All right, there
All
you
right,
go.
so intros.
Cool Troy, we're doing a podcast. So Rock is about to introduce us our new podcast.
Yep, it's three of us talking shit, embarrassing ourselves, having a good time. So it's gonna be a little differently structured than you might be used to. But also, this is not my stream, so you can't blame me. Direct all your blame to Rack. This is her stream, and if it crashes and burns, I'm completely innocent. I didn't even want to be here. I was dragged along. You know, so like,
Wow,
this is
listen
what
to
happens.
this man and his lies. He's already starting out negatively.
I'm already throwing you guys under the bus immediately.
Immediately
Before I
just
start-
establishing your limits with everything.
Once I find my Yoko Ono, it's over for y'all.
All
Already.
right.
Listen, I'm not gonna find Yoko Ono. Mine is probably in prison.
Yoko Ono is pretty insane.
Yoko Ono was on some shit. Like, if you go into that whole Beatles storyline, there's so much stuff going on there for a band that seems relatively peppy. Like, the amount of wild shit. Like, I don't even know if we can get into it on this. That should be
No. Probably.
semi-depressing.
Probably not.
All
Fair
right,
enough.
baby.
Fair enough. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1, showtime, folks. Hit 'em, Rack.
Welcome, everybody, to the first ever trial run of the Hidden Trophy Podcast. I'm your girl, Rakshasa Mama, at Rakshasa Mama. Here with me, I have my lovely husband, Slam. Introduce yourself, Slam.
I'm Slam9H. You can find me at Slam9H on Twitter, at Slam9. Wait, it's not at, so it'll be Slam9H on Twitch. I'm up live every once in a while. You can catch me.
And we also have Omega Gorilla. Say hey.
What's up, y'all? You can't find me because I'm very paranoid and I cover my tracks well. But you can at least find some random tweets at Omega_Gorilla. I'm also on Twitch. If you feel like wasting your time there, that'll be Omega Gorilla Twitch. And that's it. Don't find me.
All right.
What are you doing, man? All right, so we're here. So
We're here.
let's all talk a little bit, maybe introduce ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Omega. You got it.
All right. Well, I'm not going to go into how many states I'm wanted in, but I'm Omega Gorilla. How can I describe myself fairly? I would say I'm chaotic good, maybe chaotic neutral occasionally. I love video games. I have a pretty good knowledge of video game history and culture. I'm very refined with that. I know a little bit about Marvel and DC. I would say enough that I can have some strong opinions, but not enough that I could go deep into these like forums and start like duking it out with people. So I just love nerd culture. Also from New York, capital of the world. And yeah, that's really the best way to describe myself, right? New York and video games.
Always has to remind
Is it,
he's so private,
okay,
but yet he'll be like, I'm from New York.
I'm from New York. Like, listen, I want that on my gravestone. Lived in New York, died in New York. Like, just clarify that, please. All right.
Born in New York,
So somebody
died in
else.
New York.
Let's hear some introductions. Who are you, Slam?
I am Slam 9H. I am not telling you my age, but I'm the old head in this group. I am the probably the most level-headed, the most calm, the most
He's
steady.
lying. It's me. I don't take kindly to that. See, I'm not like I said chaotic good. It's still
He said
good.
chaotic though. If anything,
okay, maybe neutral good. I don't know.
I'm lawful neutral. If I was being honest about myself, lawful neutral.
Okay.
I'd probably lawful good just because I can't stand when people break rules. Like if you're supposed to stand
I'm
in this
definitely
line,
chaotic good.
stand in this line. It's not that hard.
Yeah. Lawful neutral, and sometimes I can slip into chaotic neutral. It just depends on how my brain is doing that day.
See, that's what I think is chaotic about me. Sometimes I'm lawful.
Superman.
That's the chaoticness.
That's kind of
chaotic all the time. That's actually a pattern.
Yeah, that's kind of the point with the chaotic roles is they can slip into other roles whenever they. Yeah, really. Whenever
Never see me coming.
They can fit into wherever they feel like they need to be in a situation.
Trust me, I do use that. I'm a man of many hats. Let me just say it like that. And Brack, what about you? You said you consider yourself lawful neutral, or you said
no? She said lawful good.
Really? Yeah. I don't see you as lawful good.
What do you see me as?
Sometimes I be fearing for Slam. I be fearing for Slam safety sometimes.
So I say a lot of crazy stuff, but I won't ever. I say it, but it won't happen.
She is bark, not bite.
All bark.
All day.
Unless it really came. Like push comes to shove, like I'll do whatever I have to do, but if I can avoid it at all costs, I will. I will. So I see we have Archie in the chat. Hi, Archie and Emerald. Tiff and Emerald. Hey, guys. We're doing our first ever Hidden Trophy podcast. This is a trial run, so things are going to be a little bit different. If you've ever heard of Janky, if you've ever heard of a podcast, it'll go along the similar structure of those. So, welcome in, everybody. Oh, no.
Also, is Rack in the rotation for this?
Yes. I played last match. I played against you last match.
Oh, you did? Okay, I thought I was playing against Slam over and over again. Copy. No. Okay, yeah, so we're just going to be having Injustice on in the background. We figure since we're just playing against each other, it's not particularly like, what would be the word, like data using, brainwave using? I don't know. But it shouldn't be too distracting for us to be able to talk while beating the shit out of each other.
Right.
Yeah, just mindlessly playing games, talking about shit. Speaking of, our first topic is the current console war.
Okay.
Yes, console wars. How do you guys feel about the consoles?
There's a lot to say. This is very loaded because, to be honest,
where do you want to begin? I guess is a better question.
Let's stick to modern, like what's going on today.
I think the best place to begin is the fact that Xbox just dropped their prices for the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S. And I think the Series S was priced at $299.99 and the Series X was at $499.99.
Right.
Okay.
So $500 and $300 respectively.
Right. And have they released the full specs for it yet?
They have.
Really?
Series X, the Series S has the same GPU as the Series X. It just does not have the 4K capabilities that that the Series X has. I hate their naming conventions. Can we talk about that? How terrible.
Oh, that's terrible. They've been bad with that.
Yeah, Xbox is so terrible at that.
PlayStation keeps it simple. PlayStation 4, what's next? 5. Simple
6.
shit. But with this, it's like I'm memorizing all this shit. It's not like super complicated when you get into it, but it's like sometimes it's so similar that I feel like someone who's not involved in the gaming world might be a little confused. I can already see a lot of grandmas buying their grandkids like the Xbox One S or One X, thinking that it's the Xbox X.
They're not going to even know. And even people who like me, who've never really played on an Xbox but only have played on a PlayStation, won't even know what the difference
See you
is.
try to exploit them.
Yeah, I'm
Right, so
assuming that. Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say you have to be paying attention somewhat to really know what's going on. Because if I'm being honest, I was confused as to what the hell the Scarlet was. Because in case anyone's wondering, we aren't really Xbox players. I've never owned an Xbox. I've played a couple times, but I don't own one. I've been a Sony boy for like the longest, and before that,
Yeah.
Nintendo. And
Yeah.
recently, I've been diving into PC.
I have been a Sony diehard. However, I did have an affair with the Xbox 360 because of the terrible messaging and just inept release of the PlayStation 3. And I think the CEO
Fair.
of Sony at the time saying, if you can't afford it, get a second job.
Yeah, that was
Just-
kind of
Did he
fucked
actually say
up.
that?
Yeah, actually said that
Oh
in an
wow,
interview.
it's totally not out of touch.
Totally out of
Right.
touch. And it was at that moment I was like, okay, fuck it. The 360 came out earlier than the PlayStation 3 anyway. So that was the only time that I owned an Xbox.
I had a PS2, I believe. That was my first console. And then my sister, I believe, had a 360. And
Yeah,
now we're
she sure
on
did.
and now we're on PS4s. So it's
Yeah.
mostly been Sony for me as well. I'm fairly new in the video game world.
The crazy thing is, actually, now that I think about it, every PlayStation that I've owned, I got different versions of it. So, like, me and Rock both have a PS4 Pro, but I also have a launch PS4 that's still running, by the way. It sounds like a jet engine.
Oh gosh,
That's the
does
one
it
I have.
ever.
I don't know if you can hear when I'm streaming. That shit is so fucking annoying.
No,
like
you
I'll
can't.
leave Netflix on at night and I'll wake up hearing it and just be like, Jesus Christ, like, please. Like, I have neighbors. You have to stop.
This is it.
No,
Someone's coming to get
I'd be
me.
paranoid about that sometimes.
Yeah, I would be very careful because actually, back when I was running the old PS4, we had it up sitting on the stand next to the wall, and it was taking all the dust, and it turned the wall behind it black.
What? Okay, see,
was
that's different. If I
crazy.
notice that, I'm gonna be a little proactive with it.
Yeah, I didn't notice it because that's where where I had the consoles. They were in a dark area because we
Okay.
keep it dark.
Yeah. We're like hermits.
Yeah, we are absolutely hermits, hobbits, recluses.
I love it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ever since this COVID-19 thing kicked off, I've really discovered my inner introvert and learned how little I actually enjoy the company of others.
It's
It
crazy
turns
when
out
you actually
it's
do
great.
that.
It's so freeing. I used to think like, oh my god, I need to socialize and be a healthy, well-rounded adult. And now I'm like, yo, fuck that. I have video games and Netflix and cookies at home. Like, what am I doing?
Exactly.
Right? Like, who needs friends?
You can just, you don't need to see them. Just call them.
Wonder
Hey,
Woman,
Yeah,
FaceTime,
text me once in a
hey.
while. Once
Discord.
in a while.
Hey.
Not even too much.
Catwoman.
Don't text me too much, though. All right, so
Yeah,
back to the
now,
consoles.
this is
'cause
definitely-
we're gonna get off topic.
Yeah.
So back to the console. So I think one thing going on. Let's stick to the modern console war because there's generations of this shit at this point. Like this has been going on since the days of fucking Nintendo and Sega. You can even argue, like what was the one before that? Atari. What was Atari's competition?
Atari.
Well, anyways, the point is, console wars have been a thing since before I was born. In the modern console war, though, I think it's kind of safe to say that I think Sony is at least going to initially start off on a stronger footing. And my reason for that is I think they just have a lot more exclusives to like brag about. I'm like, don't get me wrong, Xbox has some exclusives, but I'm not feeling them as much. I wasn't too impressed with the Halo gameplay. I've never had a chance to try Gears of War, so I can't really speak on it too much. But did they even announce a new Gears of War?
They didn't announce the new Gears of War. I didn't hear about it, but I definitely saw that Halo was delayed. It's not even going to be a launch title now.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean Xbox is kind of, it's not their fault. It's really COVID, but it's lining up to be terrible for them. Their launch is not looking good.
I mean, even
That being
their.
said, though, okay, go ahead.
I was gonna say even their live reveal or live launch party that they did was not as good as Sony's or
I mean,
PlayStation's.
that Zoom conference call that they had, and they just let regular people jump into.
Yeah.
what it felt like. It really felt like I was just in some last minute, like, this is a group project.
Right, and even though it was last minute, PlayStation still came out and showed out. Like it was
PlayStation
fantastic.
They wilded out.
They really
wilded
did.
out. They need
That
to
shit
calm
with
down
Destiny had me so hyped.
Oh, I was on the edge of my seat, like, yes, fam, yes, I need it.
I'm a big Spider-Man fan. Just give me that Miles Morales Spider-Man. That shit had me like, word, the son, the king, he's returned.
Dude, people were. I'm sure people were screaming when they saw that, dude.
Oh, I'm
I was
sure.
in a group chat with my
The
boys.
messaging with that sucked though. That was the one.
I was confused as shit. I'll
they
admit that.
sucked so bad at it.
Okay,
Yeah.
TGB,
But
hello,
I think
TGB.
that had to do with.
Sorry,
Hey,
babe, I did not mean to
TGB.
interrupt you.
You're so good, don't even worry about it. Never again. This is why I don't work with non-professionals. Going back to my trailer.
But he's adding on to the conversation. He said, I get how Xbox Live was a thing, but I have legit never ever wanted to go to Xbox. He's said open it, clean it, and repaste it for the PS4.
Let's talk about my PlayStation that's about to burst into flames. Nah, I think I've accepted my fate. You know, this is how I'm going out.
People
the Sony
suck.
gods have decided.
Own a cat,
People
hang out
do
with
stuff.
us. They are trying to hybrid consoles and PCs. Are they really? How are they doing that?
Low key, because if I remember correctly, I don't know much about like the actual mechanics how this works, but apparently the structure of the Xbox is more similar to the PC. I've also heard that apparently they have a bunch of things that are copyrighted in case they want to use it later for like replaceable parts in consoles. I don't think that's actually coming out with this generation, but I've heard of that being a thing. If that winds up being a thing, that would really bridge the barrier between PC and consoles, honestly. Because then rather than buying a whole new system, you would just do gradual upgrades to the existing system. I don't know if that's actually going to happen. You know, there's all kinds of weird copyright things you can find if you like look into it. So not everything that gets copyrighted is necessarily going to be the next big thing. They copyright everything just in case technology develops. But that being said, I do find that to be an interesting prospect.
I mean, the Xbox does kind of look like a desktop, like a PC.
Just
like
a
it
little
looks
bit.
like a tower.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah,
I felt like
looks like a small
that was
tower.
kind of the direction that they were going. I don't know if you do that. How do you make games that work on past technology? So, like, I get the Xbox Series X, but there's been two new parts that people have replaced within their Xbox Series X because they're up to date. How do I know that all those games are going to work on my old Xbox Series X? And then on top of that,
just like with PC, there's some games that you don't have the correct specs for, you just can't play the game. So I think it would just be something like that. Like you must have this level of this part
but
or greater in order to play this.
Isn't that the whole allure of consoles, though? Is that you always know, no matter what, you can play the game? That would be taking away the whole point.
Yeah, but then again, I don't know if they're actually going to do this. Like I said, it's a copyright thing. They could have just copyrighted it in case there's some breakthrough with the technology that they want to take advantage of. Because like if you look into it, you'll find a lot of weird stuff hidden in Sony and Microsoft's like library.
Really?
Like there's even copyright. You'd be surprised. Like I think this shit like they'll have like appliances that it's like, wait, why would that ever be a thing? You know what I mean? Like they've had VR headsets, I believe, copyrighted way before they started actually selling VR headsets or even developing them. Typically, a company will have a bunch of like copyrights ahead of time, just in case.
Gotcha.
Right.
Just have something ready. You know, like they'll just copyright a name. Like I'm sure there's a bunch of PlayStation names that we never heard of that just never became a thing, but they have them in the back burner. I don't know. Honestly, I think this just shows how little we know about the actual architecture of the things that are going on.
Oh, hell no. I know nothing. Like, you start talking about teraflops and all that shit, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Me neither, if I'm being completely honest. I think we're approaching the point where graphics are just going to be pretty amazing on both ends, that the differences between the two are going to be kind of minute and not necessarily as important. So then I think it really just comes down to, like, what do you have as your first-party exclusives? First-party exclusives can really make or break a console, because when you have a console, games that appear on multiple consoles, for the most part, they're going to function mostly the same. Right. There's not many cases of them being drastically different. They're out there, but they're not many. So the point is, as long as they have a good first-party lineup, that's really what's going to determine how well they perform. Also, pricing. What did you guys think about the pricing of this? How do you think that's going to affect everything?
I thought that the $300 pricing for the I don't know what you would call it, like the pared down version of the Xbox Series
Just call it
X?
that's the S.
Yeah,
The S is the
Series
pared
S.
down one, and the X is the beefed up one.
Jesus.
That shit right there, I think that is incredible because it just makes it affordable. Like $500 seems unattainable to a lot of people, but $300 you could kind of like you could swing that.
Especially during these times.
Right, I was about to say the same thing. A lot of people are broke right now. This is not really the time for them to start overcharging people. I remember there were rumors that PlayStation was going to charge like $800 for the console, but I think with how cheap Xbox is, that would be a death sentence to the console if they do that.
And that's exactly what my first thought was like Sony needs to come out swinging if they want to compete.
The thing is, where Xbox has the advantage is that PlayStation has two versions, just like Xbox has, right? The difference is the two PlayStation versions are essentially still the same console. The only difference is one has a disc tray, the other one doesn't. Other than that, everything else is the same. Versus Xbox, where since they have a like weakened version of the console, they're able to afford to sell it way cheaper than the beefed up version. I don't think they're gonna be able to do the same with the disc tray versus not disc tray. So the prices are gonna have to be relatively similar. They can't have like a $200 price difference like Xbox has. So that affords them less flexibility.
What's your prediction for the PlayStation price points?
$400.
Yeah.
$400 for the pared down version?
I say 400 and between like 400 and 550. I don't think they're going to go above 600.
Okay, so for the beefed up PlayStation, we're saying 500?
Well, the beefed up one, the only difference is it has a disc tray. It's not actually beefed up.
Oh,
so
that's right.
I doubt they're going to be a big price difference. Literally, you're just paying for a disc tray. I don't think they could do a huge disc tray difference.
If anything,
because who's gonna pay $150 for a disc tray in reality?
Yeah, because I'm not even buying the one with the disc tray.
Nope.
We're fully online. I mean, we might buy one that has a disc tray and then one that's not. I'm not sure exactly how we're gonna do that, but I'm pretty sure.
I agree with you, Games Bay.
Do not make my shit digital.
That's a fact. I like to hold it in my hand.
There's a huge population that is just like you, and I'll never quite understand it. What I do understand is there are places in the U.S. where there's just not great internet connection, so you have to have a disc tray. Like, you can't just completely go fully digital.
Anyways, love you guys. Gotta go. Invite me sometime. Hey, TGB, we appreciate you hanging out in our first podcast.
Hell yeah, man.
Thank you.
We will definitely invite you to be on this motherfucker. We actually have spoken about you in particular.
Your name was brought up in the brainstorming
your name was
session.
actually brought up. Yeah.
How does it feel to be in the roster? All right, congratulations. Don't let it go yet.
Oh, it's too late.
This man goes mad with power.
Oh, it's too late. TGB's gone mad with power.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. He's just in his crib. Mom!
Oh, TGB is a grown man. Man's married.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Oh, yeah. Just because I'm a loudmouth. LOL. I thought I was a loudmouth, TGB.
Oh, you know what would be hilarious? TGB and Omega talking politics.
Oh, God. Let's not even.
We need that.
I just want everyone to get along.
You don't understand that we need that.
I just want everyone to get along.
I just want everybody to have rights and get along and be happy in life.
That's it. Everything I believe in is tame and palpable for an audience. It's all PG-13, guys. That's it. You know, I just like love, and I want more of that.
What does Benny say?
Oh God, Benny said something.
No, what's his?
Love is a gift. Share with everybody. Exactly. I could not say it better myself. All this division in politics. Tisk tisk.
Oh, Jesus.
Anyways.
Tisk tisk.
Does that hurt?
It stings a bit. It's not like I'm not in agony, but I'm not gonna lie. Like my skin's itching.
I kind of I totally heard him just like keel over when that happened. Like,
come on, guys. Right now we need moderation. That is the solution to our problems. Just status quo, steady sailing. Ship's running great. Why change course? Can y'all smell the sarcasm yet? In case, you know? Alright, anyways. I want to make sure before somebody calls me a centrist and I throw up.
oh, goodness. We don't want that, do we?
All right.
Not
So back to
long.
the consoles. All right. Dropping the garbage fire that is politics. Consoles. So I think first off, what's noteworthy, the price difference. Sony is not gonna be able to have that same thing with Xbox. Xbox has the ability to both sell people the cheap version while having the allure of the more expensive version, right? So I think just being able to have that base of people who might not be able to afford a $500 console be able to come in at $300 is actually a really big deal. Because if I remember correctly, don't quote me on this. Anyone who's watching us in the future, relax. We're not experts. I say wrong things all the time. That being said, I believe that there's a thing where consoles are actually sold at a loss when you factor in like manufacturing and like research and development, all that shit, marketing. Consoles are sold at a loss. Where they make their money back is from selling accessories and the actual games themselves. Or like, the games as a service thing, online shit, stuff like that. So that being said,
I was gonna say I've actually never thought of that, like that they're selling their consoles at a loss.
Yeah,
they definitely are, because a PlayStation 3 was like what, $600? And then they sold the PlayStation 4 at $400.
Yep.
Wow.
That alone is just such a massive
That's how
difference.
much they fucked up.
Yeah, they did. They had to. They had to redeem themselves. They sold it as an overpriced actually, at the time, Blu-ray was very expensive. So it was probably one of the cheapest Blu-ray players you can get, if I remember correctly. I think Blu-ray players actually cost more than a console.
That's crazy to me.
But they doubled as a Blu-ray player, so that's actually kind of what they banked on being like the allure.
Okay.
And psych, that didn't work. Xbox 360 dominated that generation. But I will say that PlayStation had a lot of great, what do you call them? Exclusives? PlayStation exclusives, I think, were elite.
So the thing about Xbox 360 last generation, they actually lost. At the beginning, they were way ahead, but it eventually leveled out, and Sony was won. Like, they sold more consoles overall than the 360, because if you think about it, I mean, the 360 isn't super big in places like Japan or China.
Okay. But is China a big market for video games right now?
They're not a huge market for consoles, if I remember correctly. Okay. They're big on handhelds.
Okay.
Because of the public transit and shit like that.
Makes sense.
That would make a lot of sense.
Totally does.
Okay.
Yeah, but I would have to say that if PlayStation could come in and do something crazy, like make that non-disc tray one like $350 or selling it for $349.99, that's it. They won.
See, but that's the thing that I think complicates it, because the difference between a disc tray and a non-disc tray option is just like, it's not enough that you can charge a difference of $200 like you can with the Xbox consoles. So I think regardless, at most there might be $100 price difference, maybe $50, but I don't see much more than that. So whatever they price their cheapest one at, their most expensive one cannot be much more ahead. Which I don't know. I don't know how willing they are to do that. Now that being said, I just think Xbox put them in a position because you can't really go below $299 for a console.
Right.
No.
They're already selling at a loss. I don't know what the actual number would be, but I'm under the impression that even the $600 version would be sold at a loss, or $500 version. So that being said, like, the question is the long game. You sell at a loss now, but the benefit is you will sell more video games and accessories and online service later, and that's where you make up your loss. So it's kind of like they're playing chicken. You need to sell it at a loss, but the more of a loss you sell at, the more you're going to have to sell. Like, you're banking on more people purchasing your other products as a result. That's kind of risky. You know what I mean?
Do you think that's why Sony has so many exclusives? Does Sony have more exclusive than Xbox?
Hell yeah.
I don't know if it's more, but I think they have more notable ones. Like, more ones that people talk about, at least.
Okay.
I don't think... Back in the day, like, I think Halo and Gears of War were, like, much bigger, like, names. And this is not me trying to shit on the community, but I do think Halo and Gears of War have kind of taken a back burner for a lot of people. I know some fans weren't really big on the last Halo installment ever since the studio changed. And Gears of War, I heard people didn't like the new one so much either. And those are really two of their, like, big flagship products.
Oh, really? I didn't know Gears of War was. I knew Halo.
Gears of War, I think, is big. If you're on Xbox, Gears of War is probably part of the reason.
Gears used to be as big as Halo, and Halo used to be as big as COD, actually. Oh my God, Halo used to be COD's competitor.
Yeah, then now do you really think Halo's like that? Not really.
Hell,
Why the Xbox
not even
One
close.
did not sell. So you see right there, just putting the console in enough homes makes a massive difference in how well you're going to perform. Because Xbox just failed to, like, I'll give you, this is anecdotal. This is not, like, statistical evidence. But remember Anna Maria?
Yes.
Her brother had an Xbox One, right? He does not play it at all. Like, he literally told her, you can take it because, like, I just don't use it. There's nothing to play on it. Now, listen, that's not statistical evidence. That doesn't prove anything. Right. But I think it is indicative of the problem with Xbox right now, at least with the current generation, the one that's ending. They did not pump out enough exclusives or reasons to buy an Xbox instead of a PlayStation. On top of that, to make matters worse, Sony undercut Microsoft with their pricing. I believe the Xbox One was $499 when it came out, and then PlayStation came out like a day later, and they're like, yeah, fuck that bullshit. No online DRM. Because that's for clowns. And that was the thing everyone was mad about, the always online shit. That made a lot of people mad. So, like, Sony came out the next day, oh, online DRM? Never heard of it. Also, our console's better. Here's our exclusives. And it's $100 cheaper. I'll see y'all. And that just had the internet on fire. Also, the naming was off for Xbox. Calling it Xbox One, people start calling it the X-Bone. That's not a big deal, right. But in terms of marketing, you don't typically want people to be shitting on your product's name.
No, that's never a good feeling.
Yeah, so I'm sure, like, just all those little things added up. I believe, I forgot the name of the person, but somebody who was in charge of their marketing kind of, like, had a really bad interview where they said some shit that they weren't supposed to say. And it just threw people off. The online DRM thing is an interesting concept, but I don't think it's really applicable right now where technology is. Yeah. All this stuff together just made things... There was also rumors that they were going to do this thing where you can't share games with your friends. So, like, if you put a disc in your console, it would be locked to that console and no other console.
That was
Sony came out and said, yeah, play with your friends. Yeah,
that
exactly.
was originally the plan. It was. I think they actually announced that being a thing because I remember specifically a video that Greg Miller and Shuhei Yoshida shot where they were like, "This is how you share games on the PlayStation 4."
Oh yeah,
and they handed and they just handed them the game, and it was like, "Oh, salty. Now I can play it." It was great.
I love the salt. I'm sorry, I'm here for that. I love static between companies like this. This should be having crime. Like, that was so grimy and unnecessarily nasty that I was like, you go, Sony. Fucking make... Like, that was just New York right there. That felt like some New York shit.
Goodness.
I fucked with it.
Always the New York shit.
Well, Rack, okay, so the PS4 versus Xbox. It's safe to say PlayStation won by a good amount, right? Everybody?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Just with the amount that I've seen, the amount of reactions I've seen from people on Twitter... And even Reddit a little bit. It's Sony. Sony. I mean, they did so much with that live show that it really set the tone, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah, I don't know anybody who watched the Xbox Live show in person, at least.
We did.
Which, again, anecdotal. But I saw it. I wasn't particularly against it. Like, again, I don't think Xbox is inherently a bad console. That's not what I'm trying to say either. I just think they did a bad job with their marketing, and they need more first-party exclusives. Other than that, I do think if Xbox changed course, they could be more of a force to be reckoned with in the next generation. But they're flubbing right now.
Is that what it's called? Game Pass?
Yeah, that Game Pass thing can help.
It's great.
It's amazing.
See, that's a step in the right direction.
Right.
I thought Xbox was dead in the water. But then with the recent announcement of how cheap the console's going to be, and the Game Pass thing, I am like, okay, you know what? They're starting to wake up a little bit. And that's what I want. At the end of the day, I don't actually have loyalty to any brand. These are just companies trying to make money off of it. Provide me good products and I will purchase your products. Stop providing me good products and I will go to the competitor.
Yep.
Simple shit.
To give you an idea of how bad PlayStation beat Xbox this generation, the Xbox One sold an estimated 50 million consoles.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The PlayStation 4 became the fourth highest selling platform of all time with 110.4 million units sold.
Oh, see, that's wild. How y'all got an extra 60 million? Yeah, I'm sorry. You know, play the horns. It's over. What's that shit called? Taps? You know, bam, bam, bam.
Yes, bam, bam, bam.
You know, fight back, fight back. Like it's done. It's done. Y'all got clipped. I'm sorry to let you know. And by the way, Microsoft fans, we love you. We really do. I want you guys to have a good ass console. The truth is, in my perfect world, if there's still like 2 consoles, we need competition. Without competition, they're gonna get lazy. If it's just Sony alone and there's no competition, Sony's gonna do a lot of stuff that Nintendo's kind of doing, which is never lowering the price of their fucking games, doing a bunch of weird anti-consumer stuff like this fucking how they're vaulting. They're most likely going to be vaulting the Super Mario 3D All-Stars.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
You didn't know about that. That is very interesting to me. I don't know if they're going to do this. Nothing's confirmed.
Read up on that.
All we know is Super Mario 3D All-Stars is something that a lot of fans have been begging for. It's a collection of 3 of some of the most popular Mario games that have ever come out. At least the 3D ones, right? Personally, for me, Super Mario Sunshine built a large chunk of my childhood. But the point is, it's a collection of those 3 games, right? But here's the thing. Nintendo has a monopoly in their field. Because they have a monopoly, it really seems like they put almost no work into this fucking release. And here's the thing. I'm aware of that, and I still pre-ordered it. That's how good their games are sometimes. That I'm aware they're fucking me. But I'm like, ugh, it's Mario, though.
I was going to say, Nintendo has an abusive relationship with their fans.
Honestly. And I'm aware of it. Shit. I can't stop. They got me. They got me over a barrel, and there's not much I can do about it. I've tried. I've accepted my fate. You know what I mean? It's like shit. Because here's the thing. Right now, I don't think the other 2 consoles, Microsoft or Sony, I don't think either of them really have that cartoony, fun-loving 3D platformer that can compete with stuff like Mario or something to beat Pokemon. They just don't have that.
The closest thing they had was Little Big Planet.
Right, and even then, it's like they might have good stuff, but Mario is such a marketable name at this point. There's so many games they release from Mario, you know what I mean?
I like how
they literally can Mario and Sonic golfing, and that'll make a fucking $1 billion. Like,
can we stop and just focus on how he says Mario?
I know Mario. Mario.
How do you say his name?
Mario.
I say Mario, but no, I've heard people pronounce it Mario.
I've only heard
I always say Mario.
He said,
I'm sorry, I'm trying to beat Princess
Mario.
Peach.
That's how he said
Mario.
All right, let's get this out the way since it's the first podcast. Anyone listening to this, I pronounce some words very strangely. Okay? If I took the time to try to fix it, it would just, there'd just be a lot of pauses from me. So I'm just rolling with it. Y'all can deal with this. You know what I mean? This is something you can handle. I believe in you, truly. You are strong, and don't let anyone ever tell you something otherwise. We will get through this together. That being said, I have an assortment of words that I struggle to pronounce, and I have to really use an abnormal amount of my brain power to process it. Words such as, what do you call someone who's addicted to drinking?
An alcoholic?
I struggle with that one. I do. I've gotten better. I've practiced. I used to say alcoholic.
That's not
I was just like alcoholic.
That's fine.
Like aka. I've also said alcoholic. Like I just skipped the L. I can't pronounce. Oh well, this part is just from New York. Coffee. I really pronounce this coffee, and I have to hold it back a little bit to give it that awe. Shazam, the hero.
Right.
Yeah.
I used to just say Shazam.
Shazam.
No matter how hard I tried, just Shazam.
If I'm talking
I could never get Shazam right. I have to pause. Even now, I'm pausing to get that out. So my point is, you're gonna hear me pronounce random words a little off. Y'all can hold that. So, real talk. I would love to apologize, but I'm not sorry. Why? It's the way I speak. I'm not breaking into your house. Listen to me.
No.
You know what I mean? I'm trying here.
That we really like about you.
Yeah.
I'm very flattered. I'm gonna start crying on the podcast.
No, what do we talk about?
My greatest weakness is being accepted. No, wait. Back to the topic. See, this is what I always do. I'm so good at getting off tangent.
Here, back on the topic. To show you how big of a dick Sony has, the top 5 most sold consoles, Sony has 3 of them. The PlayStation 2 is the highest all-time sold console at 155 million. Then it's the PlayStation 4 at number 4, and then the PlayStation 1 at number 5.
Wow.
I
And Nintendo.
didn't know the PlayStation 1 was up there like that.
Oh yeah, the PlayStation 1 sold 102.49 million copies.
God.
Damn, really?
Sony does not fuck around. They really don't. They really are good at what they do. And the PlayStation 3 is just 2 below it, and it's right below the Wii. And the Wii sold gangbusters.
Yeah, the Wii went stupid.
I remember the
Yeah.
Wii. Yep. It
That was in every
huge
fucking
hype.
living room in America.
But
Like,
here's
Really
the thing:
was.
the Wii can't touch the Nintendo DS or the Game Boy Color.
What about
Those handhelds,
man,
man.
what about
I miss the
PSP?
Game Boy days. You know, I
PS2
look
is
back
the
at
most
Game Boy
fun.
days because I still have my old Game Boy. And, like, honestly, I look at how simple it is compared to the stuff now. And I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, this is some caveman shit. In comparison, but it was so good. Like, there was such a large assortment of games. It was, like, amazing that it was, like, portable.
It
Like,
felt
just for the time, it was just the future.
it felt like it was a never-ending like treasure trove of games because I remember going into Toys R Us RIP and just looking at
Mm.
the huge like they have a wall of Game Boy games.
See, I missed out on all of that. Me and my sister begged our parents when we were growing up to get a handheld console, and they were like, "No, you'll never play it."
Lies,
So,
Cap.
I
That's just
never.
parents not wanting
Right.
to spend
I
money.
know. Fuck them.
Dumb
no.
Cap.
No.
Say, let's get him. No,
Let's do it. So, unfortunately, I never got that experience with the handhelds. I would love to, but I just don't
Yeah,
have
I think
that.
some of them are still worth going
We
back
could
to, if I'm
probably
being
do the
honest.
Switch eventually. That would be great because
Yeah.
I really want to play Breath of the Wild.
I want Animal
I
Crossing.
want to play it too. That's on my list.
Oh yeah, of
I'm
course.
not a Nintendo guy
Zelda,
too much, but I
but-
do love Nintendo when I play it.
Yeah, they make great games.
They sell happiness, is the way my friend put it. And Maria, she literally put it as they just sell happiness.
Right,
Like, you're
they're
gonna
the
pay any
Disney
price for
video
happiness,
games.
and they have it. So that's the thing. Like, Nintendo has this weird thing where they can afford to not be the winner of the console war because they don't even need to fight in the console war.
Uh-uh.
They have their own niche that everybody wants.
Yep.
That, as of yet, Xbox and Sony can't really fulfill. They can fulfill it somewhat. Don't get me wrong. Like, there are some games that are really cool. Like, I love the Crash Bandicoot Insane trilogy
Oh yeah,
that came out. Like, I fucked with that. Like, there's
Then they
things
made
they
a
can do,
fourth.
but like, they can't do it like Nintendo does.
Mm-hmm.
At least not yet. You know what I mean? All things are doable with the right know-how and work ethic. God bless America. But like, but like, are they going to do it? Are they going to invest that much time and money to fight in Nintendo's field, or are they going to focus more on the field that they're already dominating in to get the easy money? I do notice they are tiptoeing into the more child-friendly game world though. Because if you look at the PlayStation conference,
noticed-
wasn't there a
right,
shitload
the conference.
of like
Ratchet and Clank.
kid-oriented games?
Yeah.
There were so many kid games. I
So
was
many
like,
kid
they look
games.
amazing, but I'm tired of seeing them. Like,
Mhm.
where are my
I liked it
RPGs?
personally.
Let me get
I
more
think happiness is
RPGs.
good.
Happiness is
I think-
great, but if you're trying to show off a new game console, shouldn't you be showing off shit that really like improve, like shows you the improvements in the graphical fidelity? Like,
Yeah.
shouldn't we be blown away by the shit that you now can do with this new console instead of looking at these kid games, which don't really like they look like movies, but the kids games on PS4 look like movies.
Oh, the
So
Ratchet
it's-
and I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, you got it.
I'll say the Ratchet and Clank showcase was. I was blown away. I was like, this looks amazing. And
Yeah.
also the Horizon Forbidden West also looked amazing. Those were two games that stood out to me graphically, colorfully, visually. they were done so
I think-
well for this generation.
I think energy means a lot too. Like the way you present something. Because you could bring me like this big fucking rainbow of vomit on a screen, and if it's not gonna play well, if you're not bringing me that excited energy that will come with that art design, it's gonna fall flat. And I think Sony might actually have a chance. I was gonna say this semester, this console generation, of like getting a little bit more of the kids involved in their console. You know what I mean? That being
Yeah.
said, Nintendo does have a bit of a stranglehold on the kid-friendly market. But also, you can't get your hands on a Switch. So
You
honestly,
can't.
you can't. I had to buy the Switch Lite because I couldn't find a regular one, and I tried for like a month.
We tried.
I was not willing to put like $500 down.
Hell no.
I was not. feeling it
Nintendo
like
has
that.
a real issue with that forced what was the term? It was like
For scarcity.
yes, there we go. Forced
Yeah.
scarcity. Thank
They-
you. They do that shit
I
all
think
the
that's-
time.
But that's one thing I think actually is a smart business move in a way. Just because if you consider it like this, when they sell their games, they always sell their games like super like at the same price. Because right now you go look at some of the launch titles for Switch, and they're probably still like $60.
Same price, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's been several years. They haven't been updating them in a while. Still $60. Versus Sony or like Xbox, where after like 2 or 3 years, a game is at least half price, at the least. Nintendo will always just keep this shit expensive. I think the idea of making this for scarcity makes it seem a little less abnormal. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like they're selling this idea of like this is something difficult to get your hands on. So when you get your hands on it, you're gonna feel more satisfied once you actually have it. Could be that. Could be that kind of like they're trying to get inside your head that way.
I can see it going like that for sure.
It could also just be an actual scarcity of materials. I don't know what Nintendo's production capabilities are, and I don't know how coronavirus affected it.
Okay, but
so honestly, I don't know.
At the same time, though, how are there 2 console launches going on at the same time that Nintendo, all of a sudden, can't produce Switches? What does the Switch do that the other 2 consoles? Well, I guess they have that screen. Maybe that's the thing.
It could also just be the size of their manufacturing. We don't know how much money they've invested in their manufacturing. Like, I genuinely don't know, because like, doesn't Sony sell a lot of other products besides consoles and gaming? Right. Doesn't Sony actually have, like, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe in Japan they actually have products that have nothing to do with gaming or even electronics. Like, aren't there like Sony gyms?
Ooh, I do not know, but that would be.
I remember hearing something about Sony having products that you will be surprised that they have.
Let me see if I can look this up.
Please look that up, because I'm curious.
They used to do TVs, but they've discontinued that.
They did phones for a while, headphones. I'm sure they have radios of some type. Like, because of that, though, Sony has other manufacturing stuff, I believe. This is all me guessing. Please, people in the comments, Jesus Christ, put down the pitchforks. Relax. USA. We're all friends. That being said, I believe that since Sony sells more products, like electronics and stuff and hardware, besides consoles, they're able to, like, what's the word, retrofit? Or, like, get more use out of their production.
Yeah,
because you know what I'm trying to say? Like, they already have so much factory equipment and factory space that when they need to make consoles, it's easy to be like, all right, guys, all hands on deck. We're making consoles. I don't know if Nintendo has those same capabilities on standby at all times. And then Microsoft also has something similar. Don't they make, like, I mean, they're mostly a software thing, but doesn't Microsoft also have a lot of hardware?
Microsoft.
Like, don't they make cell phones and shit like that? And, like,
well, they
probably make computer
used
chips
to make the Windows cell phone.
I think they still do.
Yeah.
So I found, it didn't say Japan. This one says Germany, but the title of this article, it says Sony Startup Acceleration Programs digitalizes gym experience, and then it has the Sony logo beneath that.
Okay, so it's like an online gym, or is it like VR?
Let me see. It was
Because
actually
I do
showcased last year.
Or am I thinking of Nintendo? Ironically, I might have been thinking of Nintendo.
Okay. Let me see that.
Damn, I actually don't remember. I feel like it might be Nintendo, because wasn't Nintendo something completely unrelated to video games when it first started off as a company?
Oh, I have no clue. I did not.
The history of these companies is actually way different than you think. Damn, I know somebody's going to be in the comments flaming me about this.
No.
Because I'm fucking up. It's one of these 2 companies. It was either Sony or Nintendo had a different purpose in their inception. Like, just a completely different reason for existing.
Ooh. Okay, so to give you an idea of the difference between Nintendo and Sony, Nintendo as a company is estimated to be worth about $12.12 billion. Sony is at 96.
Okay, see, that alone, I think, those are the thing I was trying to say in general. Just the fact that I think Nintendo might not be able to afford the manufacturing capabilities that Sony has. But that being said, I still believe that Nintendo could produce more. They're choosing not to.
Right.
Because this is also a little ridiculous. Like, COVID hit everything, but, like, nothing got hit like Nintendo consoles. Those shits are like unicorns right now.
But here's the thing, though. At the same time, remember that commercial, baby, that we watched that was that AR Nintendo racetrack that those kids had?
Yes.
Right. They're out here making new systems and shit, but they're not producing Switches.
Yeah, so maybe it is just Maybe it is just a marketing scheme.
Yeah.
Some
Could be a
can,
marketing scheme.
The Flash.
But that
'cause
thing, that AR thing looked really cool.
Yeah. I want it.
I mean, listen, I love Nintendo consoles because I think with PlayStation and Xbox, it's always performance based. It's always we have better graphics. Look at all these fucking particles. There's so many particles. Look, you see the things that blew up? Look at all the little red squiggly things flying around the air. Ooh, isn't that crazy? Fucking teraflops. Like that's the marketing when it comes to like Sony versus Microsoft. Y'all just screaming at me how powerful your console is, and maybe some exclusives you have that take advantage of that, which is cool. I love that. Don't get me wrong. But where Nintendo comes in is they're not talking about power. They're not here being like, oh, we got this many gigabytes of RAM and we have this fucking processor. They don't really focus on that. The focus is, look at what Mario's doing. You see that shit? You throw the hat on the T-Rex and now you're a fucking T-Rex. Go smash some shit. Have a good time. And that just works. It's simple. And it's like, honestly, it feels like kind of like an old school gaming thing. You know what I mean? Back in the day where like graphics weren't a thing that really mattered. Everything was like fucking 2D. We're just trying to come up with some inventive ideas. And I like that. I like that Nintendo has that. You know what I mean? It provides a break from the constant Call of Duties and like Halo barrages that I think we go through.
Yeah,
and they all have their place.
Nintendo games are extraordinarily pretty too. Like Paper Mario, it kind of blew me away, and Breath of the Wild, I thought the art style was awesome. Even Splatoon looks interesting to me. It feels like they do stuff to make their games aesthetically pleasing, so it doesn't really matter that they don't have the power.
Isn't that what they're known for? That's what I thought they were.
The
known.
art style, yeah.
Yeah.
Art style really can overcome graphics, because if you play an old game that's focus was look at these graphics, but then it's like 10 years old, like, oh, this is dirt, and the appeal and awe that you might have is kind of lost.
Okay.
Versus if you play a game that focuses on art style, those can be timeless sometimes. Like look at Super Mario Sunshine. They're not really improving the Mario 3D All Stars collection. They're not really improving the graphics much. They're increasing the resolution, and they're doing some like basic quality of life things. But besides that, the game is going to be essentially the same. They're not really rebuilding assets or like going full blown with it. It's more of a port than it is like an HD release.
Okay.
You get what I mean? But the reason they can get away with that is because the art style, the cartoon art style, doesn't age as poorly as hyper-realistic does. You know what I mean? So since everything's all like cartoony, they can get away with that more. That being said, come on, Nintendo. Y'all could have given me a little bit of an HD release. Like, really? Mario still looks like he's made of several fucking blocks put together?
I think that's crazy. I figure...
You're killing me. I'll still buy it, you sons of bitches. You got me. You got me, alright? You got me. There's nothing I can do to say no to you. But, like, this is what I'm saying, because there's nowhere else I can get that release. That fucking nostalgic, fun, I'm a kid again.
Where else you gonna go?
Where I got nowhere to go. I have nowhere to go.
Well,
so when they tell me,
open up that vein.
You want to hear something crazy? This is gonna make me sound like a clown, and I'll admit it. You got me, Nintendo. You really do have me by the balls. I'm grateful that they have the 3D collection as $60 for all three. Because real talk, I would be tempted to buy Sunshine for $60 by itself. Sunshine meant so much to me growing up. I would really be tempted to buy that by itself, just for the nostalgia alone and how much I used to love that game. And also, I think it's a very good game on its own right. I don't know if I'd be able to resist if they said, hey, $60 each.
Oh.
You know, take it or leave it. I don't think I'd be able to resist. They might have gotten me. So I'm honestly grateful that they went easy on me and said, you know what, 3 for 60. That to me was generous. I was like, oh, thank God, because they really had me by the balls. They could have done whatever they wanted.
I can't really think of anything gaming related that has me like that. You know what?
There's a few.
Certain sports games, yeah. There's certain things. There's certain things that if they did something to the sports games, like if they changed and started really concentrated on, like for example, Madden. If they started paying attention to franchise mode, yeah, I'd spend $120 on that.
Oh yeah.
But that's a pipe dream. So
I felt that.
Yeah.
Like I actually liked the UFC games, but I liked UFC 2 more than I liked UFC 3. UFC 3 felt like a bit of a downgrade, in my opinion.
Yeah, I
don't know what
really
the fandom
enjoyed
says.
the UFC games, but I was I was a boxer, so I really cared about their fight night series. That if that came back from the dead, yeah, I'd pay whatever amount they wanted.
Robin.
Oh, see, okay, so I'm a noodle boy, so like I'm just here to fucking like live. What's the word? Vicariously or whatever it's called.
Yep, vicariously.
Yep, just let me pretend I'm strong for 5 minutes, please. For those of you who don't know, I am insanely weak. You fucking breathe in my direction, I'll collapse. Shh, don't tell them. Yeah, so
I didn't hear shit.
please, guys, I'm so scared. I walk the streets in constant fear. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I mean, I would if I lived in New York. Shit.
Oh, jeez.
New York is not that bad. Oh my god. We're gonna have a New York
pretty
New York
gentrified,
episode.
too.
I heard a lot of them are leaving though, and the old New York's returning. Crime rate's going up
really?
too, but you know what I mean.
That's not great. I mean, it's not bad.
I'm chilling.
I mean, yeah, but do we really want old New York back? Like old New York?
Here's the thing. I wasn't born in old New York. Like 70s New York was a different animal.
Right.
From what I understand, that was a different beast. That was some
stories.
shit.
Had to be
I've
a
heard
different
some wild
beast with
shit.
all of the history back.
What they fucking produced also. Like, look at me. I'm the after effect. I'm not even the main effect.
It's like a nuclear
So I can
bomb
imagine
off.
what I would have been like in 70s New York. Jesus Christ.
I don't know. I'm fine.
I don't know, man. But yeah, so God bless New York. Anyways, that being said, I'm just here with my Timbs and my baseball hat, feeling offended. I actually do own a pair of Timbs. Okay, fine. From what I hear, they're actually not great quality boots, though. I got the leather ones.
Oh no, they're not good quality boots at all.
Really?
From what I've heard, no. They're not. They did fall apart on me pretty easily, but I like the way they make me feel.
So they're basically
they
just you only
they're
wear
just
them
like
I said.
once in a while, like when you're going out somewhere special.
So do you know those girls that used to wear cowboy boots to say that they were redneck and shit like that, but the cowboy boots were like $120?
Okay, I grew up with those people. Yes.
Right.
Oh,
okay. So that's what.
Condolences.
You don't even know.
Yeah.
You don't.
Timbs are just a cultural thing. From what I understand, Timbs actually used to be better quality. I've heard somebody tell me that. But then once they started taking off and being like a big thing, they like use different materials to make their boots, and the materials are shoddier. So the quality's gone down. Like I've heard like old school Timbs were apparently like actual work boots. But now if you go with like Timbs to an actual construction yard, you're a clown.
Oh yeah.
Because you need like you need some steel-toed, like working
Combat
Joe
boots.
boots.
Yeah,
That's
actually,
shit.
that's where I learned all my shit about boots was in the military.
I didn't learn
Military
much.
gives you good boots?
No, actually,
Oh, they
the
use shit boots.
opposite.
Oh,
They
they're
always look weird to me, if I'm being
Kill.
honest. They look like they were made of thick paper. I wasn't in the military. I just know a lot of military people for some reason.
You are accurate. Nike made a better boot than the
Nike
actual.
makes an incredible boot.
Yeah, they made some for the Navy as well, all black.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, we got way off topic.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. What the?
I
fuck?
just realized. So
So-
we're gonna have to edit to shit if we want this to be coherent. That being said, let's bring it back. So we wanted to talk about. Remember how we said we wanted to talk about the modern console war and then the old console wars, and now we're just kind of like, yeah, so boots, right? God damn it! Always. No, okay. So back to the console war shit. There's a lot to be said about the stuff going on. I think let's just summarize it because I do also want to bring in the other topic we talked about. So to summarize the console wars, as of today, PS4 versus Xbox, it's pretty unanimous, I believe, that PlayStation won. Now, when I say that PlayStation won, I don't have any actual allegiance to PlayStation. If they stop making good products, I stop buying their products. Simple shit. If you say anything else, you're bugging. You should not have loyalty to a brand unless that brand provides you the thing you want. As of right now, Sony is providing me more of the things I want than Microsoft is. So I'm on Sony's team. As for PS5 versus Xbox S, I was team Xbox is dead in the water, but I'm not going to lie, it was a bold move to make a console so cheap. That was a balls to the wall move, and I think it will pay off and save them from becoming irrelevant.
Yeah, I
feel
think
like-
you're right.
Yeah, I feel like that was like okay, Hail Mary.
Exactly what I was gonna say.
And it was a good Hail Mary is the thing, because I really was telling people, oh, it's finished. Like, it's finished. The only people that are going to get both consoles, nobody's going to go for Xbox first except like the hardcore Xbox fans.
Yep.
Or somebody who has money to afford both consoles. But if you're somebody on a budget and you got Sony offering you all these exclusives and much better marketing, you're probably going to go for Sony. That being said, this really saved them. I think this is going to keep them relevant this generation. My prediction is I think I'm always kind of team like whoever's on top is going to be the one to drop the ball next. So while I think Sony is ahead right now, I could see Microsoft getting their shit together towards the later end of this next generation. I have no way of knowing that. That's just a gut feeling. But that's what I expect.
Yeah.
I think the gut feeling is lined up with what we've seen so far.
Mm-hmm.
So
it was like PlayStation 2 demolished. That was just the king of consoles at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then came PlayStation 3 where they released late and they had weird marketing and they were more expensive. Those three things together is what kind of stopped them from beating Xbox straight out the gate, even though they had more name recognition.
Right.
That's what gave the 360 its ability to become a legendary console. But then PlayStation caught up once they got the shit together. And then came PS4, where PS4 basically, they just switched teams. Now that PS4 is doing all the right shit, Xbox is just dropping the ball.
Well, they're not. I don't think Xbox is dropping the ball. I mean, I just don't think they have the exclusives that can compete. Because if you look at what they're doing with Game Pass, they are clearly superior to Sony.
Oh my god. Yeah.
But here's my point is, like, you're not wrong. But what I'm trying to say is like, when it comes to the reason that Xbox currently has 50 million units in houses, and PlayStation 4 has like over 100 million, it's like marketing is a big deal. Like straight out the gate, Xbox kind of hurt itself with its marketing. And that can be killer. Your initial launch is very important because that determines how many people will buy your games in your first few years. And the number of people that buy your games first few years is what determines how interested game companies are to produce for you solely. And I think that is something that they messed up on. Do I think Xbox is a failure? No. 50 million consoles is still pretty good, isn't it? Like, I don't even think Xbox is a failure. I'm just saying Sony has the crown.
In the list that puts him, I think, at like number 14 in console sales.
Okay, but that's still not an L. You know what I mean? It's not a W, but it's definitely not an L.
Right.
It's not like they sold like the fucking Dreamcast or goddamn like what else was a legendary flop? Dreamcast. Oh god, do you guys remember what was that shit? There was this one that was on Kickstarter that was like a real big thing. Everybody fucking put money into it. And it wound up just being mobile games on a console. And everyone was super pissed.
I don't.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I haven't even.
Oh man, it was like.
I know.
I forgot. Everyone was hyping it up that it was going to revolutionize the game. That it was going to be a super cheap console with the ability for anybody to produce games that put it on that console.
It's not Stadia.
And then it wound up.
No, Stadia was a flop though.
Oh.
Damn,
That's
it is not. I just remember people talking about this so much because there was a lot of hype for it. And then when it came out, it was essentially
Let me
just,
see if I can look it up real quick.
Mobile games, slightly better. Please look that up. I'm really struggling to remember.
I don't even know how to.
Also, what's our time right now?
Kickstarter.
How far along are we?
We're on hour and 17.
So
we should definitely get to the next topic.
Right.
We could talk about other console wars another time. I think. Let me know if I'm taking too much lead here. I don't want to be bossy.
No, you're good, man.
No, I was.
You're keeping us on track.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to suggest we move on, though.
Okay, so moving on, console wars, it's crazy. I'm on Team Sony, but I do want Microsoft to wow me because the more competition, the better it is for the consumer. And I want a crazy amount of competition. So please, Xbox, continue what you're doing right now. The path you're on sounds good. Keep it up. All right, there we go. So when Xbox hears this, they'll hit me up for the marketing team. I'm excited. Putting out feelers. So what was the thing that you wanted to bring up, Slam? I know you had an idea.
Yeah, fun topic. Just us creating our individual superheroes. Maybe even superhero versions of ourselves.
Okay.
Villain versions of ourselves. Just anything.
Okay. Captain Timberland.
Captain Timberland.
Fuck out of here.
Captain Timberland. So one day, a man was dead ass walking across a construction site when he fell into a nuclear radioactive pair of boots. No? Too much? Alright. That was just my idea. I feel like there's something we can work with there. Like, you know how like Danny Phantom says, like, I'm going ghost. I want Captain Timberland to be like, are you dead ass? and then he like
Are you
changes.
dead ass? Wow.
That's my hero.
I love it. I love
I
it.
love this. Are you dead ass? And he
this
just
has
like
to
clanks
be-
his wrists together, and when he moves his hands, you just see he's got Tim's on, and he's got the fit. I like it. Oh man, I'm not gonna lie, I came up with that on the spot, and I immediately I'm like, ooh, I want a whole storyline. Who are his enemies?
I wanted the storyline from earlier.
Which one, Booty Master,
Yes.
or whatever we called them?
You were twerking in the nuclear plant.
When a local hoboy was twerking in a nuclear power plant, he accidentally hit the lever that caused it to go critical. In order to save everyone else, he had to twerk against the radioactive rods to absorb all the radiation to save the workers. But in doing so, he permanently changed the DNA.
Do you know?
Now he twerks for truth, justice, and the American way.
Do you know what I'm thinking about, baby? In Community, when Troy had to twerk in the suit and he had the tear down his eye, that's immediately what I thought of.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what was his name? Captain Booty Master?
Captain Booty Master is what you said.
Right? Do you hear that? It's the ass claps of justice.
Jesus.
As you're like running down the street, like as he chases some random
my
drug
God.
dealer in an alleyway. All you hear is in the background. He can clap to propel himself forward at great heights.
Oh my god,
Oh
yes.
man, there's a lot here. When people are shooting at him, he just twerks hard enough that like the vibration knocks the bullets out. There's a lot. I'm
There's
being
so
honest.
much.
There's some lore. There's so much here. Like he moonlights. Like he probably he's a professional dancer during the day, but at night he's a dancer for justice, street justice. Oh man, there's so much. Who are his enemies? Captain Prude.
Yo!
Just
Yes.
a super old school prudish person. Like just a baby boomer. Ooh, Captain Boomer.
Who was the dude that did bran flakes to stop dudes from masturbating? What's his fucking name?
What?
Kellogg.
Kellogg. Okay.
Ooh, zombie
And-
Kellogg. Kellogg's been
right.
alive the whole time. He's an android.
Exactly.
Yo, I don't. What?
He's an android. Kellogg made himself into an android so he would never masturbate again. But in doing so, he accidentally gave himself eternal life.
So the
He
dude.
now.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
She
Dude,
doesn't know. She doesn't know about Kellogg.
All right, how about you fill her in? Because I've done a lot of talking as is.
Okay, so Kellogg was this dude that came up with bran flakes. Correct me if I'm wrong, Omega. But his whole reason was
You're correct.
to stop young kids from masturbating. Like his
I read
idea
a portion of that.
Yeah, his idea was that the bran flakes were so bland and shit that people would stop masturbating. Like, it was-
Okay, but imagine
I don't even
that. Like, imagine
understand
eating a bowl of cereal. Like, this is so bad, I can't get hard now.
Right, like the fuck, or eating,
This
or
cereal
even
is so
eating,
disgusting.
or even eating a good cereal is like, oh yes, I'm feeling it now. Like no,
You're feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?
exactly.
It's like, listen, I don't know what it is, but I have Cookie Crisp, and suddenly it's like, ooh, watch out, ladies. I'm a different beast. Like that fucking wolf, he was always like, Cookie
my
Crisp.
God.
Now you know why he was moaning so much. It's genius. Now, I don't understand the fucking train a lot. I would love to have a conversation with somebody like that who truly
Yes.
believes my cereal sucks so much ass, you won't want to have sex for months. Like, I really gotta
I
hear
need
that.
to know the logic.
Imagine
that
the world
you
where that
have
worked, though.
behind that decision you made.
God damn. Well,
Because
anyways,
that is crazy.
that's a great idea. He's Booty Master's arch enemy. He turned into a robot. He controls this weird fucking serial-oriented Illuminati, and he hunts down all people who don't live up to his very strict prudish ways. And that's why Captain Booty Master, as a believer of freedom and individuality, will twerk for justice
twerk for
anytime Kellogg shows his face. I love it. Come on, I'm going ghost. Ass clap. Come on, that's crazy.
Ask
Oh no, wait, the other guy. He was what is it, Captain? What was it, Captain Timberland,
Booty?
or the terrific Timberland? We'll figure out the names. He's like, "Are you dead ass?" Come on, I love that. I want a bunch of rats from the subway to run on top of him when they run off. He has the outfit on. Come on.
It's gotta be the New York Rats, right?
Oh
The
man, he fell into
pictures
the
that I'm
Hudson
getting
River.
in my head.
Oh my god.
And the
Just picture
costume
when we
has
got
to
the
be a
Justice League
fuchsia
for this.
color. Like, it has to be
Fuchsia.
very, like, like a nice neon purple or some shit like that, just so the ass looks really defined.
Oh
There we
yeah.
go.
And it's skin tight tights.
Skin tight. It's your second skin.
Assless chaps. There we go. Problem solved.
So
Or that's him when he's going all out. When he goes all out, he rips off the ass cheek part of his pants.
Yeah.
so he can release his
That's
full
what-
ass power.
He's like, oh god, those people in the burning building, I have to save them. I need more ass power. Rips off his pants so they're not restricting him anymore.
Here it goes down.
People in the building, nah, we're good. We're good. We're so good. I think I see the fire escape that way, buddy.
Here,
Oh,
follow
man.
me to safety.
Everyone, follow the sound of my ass claps. Quickly, the building's collapsing. Someone's like, it's really windy in this hallway now that he's here, and it's making me uncomfortable. I love it. All right, those are my 2 ideas.
Oh my
Are you
god.
dead ass? And ass claps of justice. All right, let's hear some from you guys. What you got, Rack? Are you ready, or you want Slam to go first?
Honestly, I just want to make men cry.
Wow.
All right, the radical feminist. There we go. Perfect.
Whoa. Tell us how
That's
you
her character.
feel.
No, honestly, if I could, a superpower. So I think I would just create one based off of what I want my power to be, and that would be to make, if anybody pisses me off, just to make them like
Cry
defecate
instantly.
themselves, like shit themselves, piss themselves, throw up, like.
Oh God.
Could you
I love-
imagine if a Karen walked up to you and started going crazy, instead of you just going crazy back, you just say something and she like starts shitting herself?
Here's the thing: Karens would probably find that to be more indicative of you being a problem than them, anyways, even if they didn't know you did it. But look at you! Look, this coffee was so bad it made me shit myself. Are you serious? Like, you're just powering them up. You're getting them riled up. You know what I mean? If anything, I think you might just be increased. That should be the natural enemy of your character. You make people shit themselves, and because people have shame, they quit. But who has no shame? Entitled Karens. They don't give a fuck. They go on video laughing and acting like they're right, even though they're fucking being maniacs. Why would they care if they shit themselves? They verbally shit themselves all the time in
That's
public.
true.
I love it. So this is what's gonna happen. There's gonna be a scene like in the opening of a movie for your character, and it's like you just see the bankers, right? And they're gonna have like this straight up like Payday fucking Dark Knight opening where they have like this really badass and like cool, well thought out like bank plan, and then your character comes in. They all point their guns. They're like, "How'd you get in here?" Like, you shouldn't worry about how I got in here. What you should worry about is finding a new pair of pants. They're like, "What?" Next thing you know, explosive diarrhea. Everyone's just held over, shitting themselves. They look around, the shame causes them to leave. They all quit their life of crime. Because how can you really be taken seriously as a gang leader or like a fucking professional criminal if you actually were caught shitting yourself
my thought,
on
like
like
that was my total thought was like, dude, you would have to be so embarrassed. Like, you just have to leave.
Just find the leader of the mob,
There's no
make him
violence
shit
needed,
himself.
people. You just make other people feel embarrassed. Make them
I
piss
love it.
themselves
It's like, I
off.
have a hostage, and that hostage has shit themselves, so let them go. He's like, oh God. I love it.
Exactly. There's the so I would never ever be branded as a villain.
Honestly, but
I'm
when
not
people
even
really-
doing any violence. I'm not causing billions and billions of dollars worth of damage to cities. I'm not freaking out children because I'm flying in the night in a freaking bat
Superman.
costume. No, I'll
Oh,
take
Batman.
Batman like the little bitch he is.
Wow.
No, I'm no.
She is
Batman.
You
I have
picked a
issues with
fight,
Batman, but I
man.
still love him. He's really just like, in the comments, 1v1 me.
Right?
Love
No,
it.
I'm just saying it's like it's the least problematic I could think of, and getting your point across.
Okay.
Harley
And what is your origin story? How did you get your powers? Because for Captain, what was I keep changing the name of my character,
Right.
but for the terrific Timberland, he probably got injured in a Timberland factory and had to survive off eating the leather off the Tims, and it mutated his DNA. The other guy was twerking against fucking uranium to save all the workers,
begin.
and his ass absorbed all the radiation
Oh
and
my
mutated
goodness,
him.
I don't know.
So
What would so if I make people?
a man had a bad taco bowl.
Yo, I could go for a taco bowl.
Maybe, because I feel like if in order for me, an origin story would have to happen to me, and I don't want to. I don't want my origin story to be shit.
Nope, too late. You have to shit your pants to get the power. That's how you learn that with great power comes great responsibility, because you know what it feels like.
You're right. So
it's what teaches you humility.
I guess it would be Taco Bell.
That's it. You went to Taco Bell. You got yourself a whatever the fuck new thing they came up with. Our new deep fried triple layered burrito has 8 types of meat, 3 of which you never heard of.
Exactly.
Just fucking don't worry about the chemicals. Mad preservatives and shit. We might need to bleep out Taco Bell in case like the leader of Taco Bell's hearing us and they add us on Twitter. Actually, no, I'd be more afraid of Wendy's doing that.
Way more afraid of Wendy's.
No, Wendy's will.
Wendy's would flame us. Wendy's would have me being like, you know what, we gotta delete this. We're wrong.
Wendy's would be like,
that 5 for
how
5?
many viewers did
Come
you
on.
have?
Right?
Like Wendy's would go right at the heart.
I've seen it.
Wendy's like, you like talking to yourselves for like 2 hours? Interesting.
Oh
interesting.
god.
Yep, I've seen it. So I
man.
guess my origin story was
Please
that
don't hurt us, Wendy.
I just shit myself when I realized I had powers.
I love it. I love it. You're so shocked that you have powers. What's
Thank you for
poppin'?
stopping by. And
Hey, girl.
yes, we are having very deep conversation right now about superheroes. Is this an alternate reality that we're living
Alternate
in with
reality.
these superheroes?
Alternate reality. We're making our own version of like, there's the MCU, there's DCEU, there's now the HTU.
Ooh.
Yes.
There we go. This is the HTU. All these characters exist in the universe.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, when they meet, the fight's gonna be crazy. Can you imagine Captain Assclapper versus fucking Mrs. Shit herself?
First
Come
of
on,
all,
that fight would be
not
ridiculous.
the name. It's Mrs. Defecation.
Mrs. Defecation. Come on, it's Lady Boo Boo Pants. We already discussed this.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Lady Boo Boo Pants? I just boo-booed.
Lady Boo Boo Pants.
Wow.
Lady Dirty Bum Bum. But, like, listen, I'm just saying, what if they combine their powers?
Lady
the
Pop.
power of radioactive ass clapping with the ability to shit yourself on command.
Oh my god, you turn Ass Clap Man around, give him diarrhea, he does the thunderclap with his ass.
Oh my god. Like literally explosive diarrhea.
Oh my god, that is genius actually.
It really
You have
is.
him hit all his allies with the shit. Like, Thor's just like, oh god, I quit. Like his sidekick is like, I'm out. I was okay with the ass clapping, but this is too much. Yeah, this is ridiculous. You are paying for my fucking dry cleaning, I swear to God. Why did I even sign up with a man who has radioactive ass cheek? This is on me.
You just gotta get a new suit every week.
Oh shit.
All the methane has just built up.
Or I'm just thinking Captain Assclap, he has to keep replacing his suit's pants because he just burns through them. Like he just claps with the strength of 1,000 suns.
Literally in his ass.
I love it. Alright, so Rack, anything else you want to add about your character?
No, I gotta flesh her out more.
Alright, so Slam, you've had some time to think about it. What you got?
I want to add mutants to this world.
You
Because
want mutants, okay.
I want mutants.
course
Because
it is.
I want to be born the way that I am. I don't want to be one of you freaks who
Okay, you don't want
happened
to fucking...
into it. I've
be a
always
stripper.
thought that mutants
Haven't
made
you
more
just
sense.
tried not being a mutant?
Right. I just think mutants are more interesting than superheroes. I've always had a problem with superheroes getting so much of the play and the mutants not being recognized. So I want to be a mutant, and I definitely want to have some sort of power over people's minds, whether it's telepathic abilities or if it's making people have illusions and shit like that.
Ooh, like
I just
mastermind?
haven't decided exactly where I want to go.
You see, he came up with an actual hero.
I
We
know.
were over here like, yeah, my hero ass claps so hard it knocks down buildings.
And mine
Yours
makes
is like,
people
oh yeah, I
shit
can make people shit
themselves.
themselves. He came up with an actual practical hero.
I know.
Look at this guy. Come
It's
on.
very logical.
His was immediately logical. This really speaks to our personalities.
Really
How
does.
mine was like New York and ass cheeks. And
Mine-
yours is just embarrassing people.
Right?
Because that's like I just want
That's
to.
a dream of hers.
You piss
is to
me
be
off.
able to embarrass. Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling
Like that
you.
guy is just talking too much shit to the guy at the deli counter.
I'm telling you.
Let me humble him real quick. Snap.
Dude, exactly. Especially to the fucking racist. Dude, you shit yourself. You can't
Ooh,
even
that'd be
like
fun.
the fuck.
Go back to where you came from.
You are literally a racist, and you are literally full of shit.
So,
There
hey,
you
baby,
go. How you like that?
do you have any pineapple upstairs?
I
Oh,
do,
okay.
I do,
Or
I
are we
do.
out? Oh, we're good.
You know what's funny? I
shouldn't
love
eat pineapple this late because of fucking heartburn. Sorry, that was random. Anyway,
Alright, whatever. Yeah, I'm glad I'm here on your fucking grocery list.
yeah, it
Uh,
happens.
I'll
It
keep
happens
that in
when you're
mind.
married.
If I ever visit, I'll bring pineapples. Alright, wait, so back to what we were saying. So your character can make people see illusions. Are these illusions actually dangerous to them, or is it purely just to, like, distract them? Like, can you make them see something that can actually hurt them? Like elaborate a little bit here.
I want to take somebody out of commission completely. I want them to.
Oh, like just have
I want to. Yeah, I want to have the ability to basically put them into a coma, but they're a waking coma, where they're not responsive and they're living in a world of their own, craziness. I want to be able.
I
to
remember
just,
something similar
Yeah.
in Young Justice.
Oh shit! I've never seen Young Justice.
In
I
Young
haven't
Justice,
either.
I'm not gonna say details to avoid spoilers, but there is a character who has the ability to just break somebody's mind, and when their mind is broken, they're kind of just trapped in this weird like trapped inside their own head. I forget the details exactly. So I'm picturing something kind of like that, where the person's like catatonic, and on the inside, like everything they fear is happening.
Like I want to have that ability, but I also want to have the ability to read the mind at the same time. So it's almost like it's similar to Professor X, but I want to create my character as more of an anti-hero that's less altruistic than Professor X.
So
we've been watching a shit ton of X-Men.
I know, I'm obsessed with the cartoon.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want your character to be like a dark version of Professor X? So
Not
what
even
would his
dark.
motivation be?
Almost his own motivations are mostly selfish. Because his motivations have really little to do with improving anybody's life other than his own.
Okay, does he have any morals at all, or is he just like, I will fucking burn down villages for $1?
I haven't decided actually.
Is he malicious?
I don't want to create.
Also, that's something worth considering.
You said what?
Is he malicious at all? Like, he'll do bad things, fine, but will he do any of it just because he's a dick, or is it purely it has to bring me money, otherwise I'm not bothering? Or
it has to in some way benefit him.
Okay.
And I don't even know. Yeah. So if we're doing alternate universe, this is me. Then I would say that it would only be to benefit himself would he do bad shit.
Okay.
But willing to be a positive force if need be. So you know how people don't want the world to burn so that they can do evil shit or
it's like if the world's in danger, I'll save the world because I live here.
Exactly.
But like other than that, go fuck yourself. Like,
yeah.
I like that. Okay, I like that.
I
Where it's
do too.
like I'm not a maniac. I need society to continue existing so I can be at the top.
Yep.
Yeah.
That being said, like the children? What? Yeah, I don't care about that. Burn the orphanage now. Not my business.
Whoa! No.
But that's crazy. I was trying to like reference like Lex Luthor in one of the comics that came out not too long ago.
Oh wow! What the fuck?
There's a great comic I love. Sidebar here. Great comic that I actually really liked, and I hope to see more from it. It's basically have you guys heard of the Dark Multiverse in DC?
No, but I know about the multiverse.
I think so.
So
honestly,
the Dark Multiverse is supposed to be this like foil to the regular multiverse. It's basically the multiverse, but every one of these universes is like some dark, twisted version of the world. So it takes events that happen in the mainline stuff, and it just changes them to be darker and to have like a sadder ending. So one of them that I particularly liked was about Death of Superman. You guys watched that recently, right?
No, we didn't watch it, but we do know the story. Well, I know the story.
I know the story.
Well,
you told me.
Okay.
They did. Well, this is not really a spoiler, but just in case, spoiler alert for Death of Superman. Superman fucking dies.
No.
I know. Calm down, everyone. Relax. Get it together. I know it shocked me too, but Superman fucking like he eats dust by the end of the movie, and in the comic version, the Dark Multiverse version, they made it so that when he died, Lois Lane basically became a hero, anti-hero, called the Eradicator. She essentially has all of Superman's powers, right? But she is so grief-stricken with what happened to Superman that she kind of becomes vengeful. And rather than, like, being the bastion of hope and justice that Superman was, she winds up being like this dark, I'm going to fix things whether humanity likes it or not. Like, she had this one line I really liked, where she's like, Clark, you stopped bank robbers, I stopped the banks. And obviously I had chills.
I kind of fuck with that. I kind of fuck with that hardcore.
I fuck with that heavy. She said, you stopped bank robbers, I stopped banks.
That one gave me
like,
chills,
I was
bruh.
like, go off, sis. Yes, queen. I love that shit.
Yes.
Keep that energy. So the point is, she like actually solves the problems that Superman fights. She's finishing them once for all. Like the people who are evil, she's just like, yep, laser beam, I'm throwing you into space. And in it, she has a conversation with Lex Luthor. And Lex Luthor is all like, oh, haha, so you're the new Superman, right? Well, let me just say, I've had a very busy week. It's a great start to a world without Superman. And he talks about how he made fucking child slaves, destroyed the environment, canceled a cure for a disease that he created, to then make money off of selling, like, the fucking treatment. Like, he just names horrific shit that even is crazy by Lex Luthor standards. Jeez. And then he says, and it's only been a week since Superman's been gone. I'm so excited to see how far this goes. So he's telling her, you're not going to do anything to me. You're going to do the same thing that Superman did. You're going to talk, and I'm going to keep doing what I'm going to do. Is that right? And then she said, no, it's different this time. Grabs him by the fucking throat. Flies him up into space. He burns up in the goddamn atmosphere. And he's gone. She just took care of the problem.
Yo, I fucking love her.
I love her so much. But then the comic, because you know DC has this thing where they need to constantly make it so killing is bad. We have to prove the heroes are right all the time.
Yeah.
They made it that, like, she got into a fight at one point, and, like, in the fight, she didn't care that civilians were going to get hurt. And I was just kind of like, Cap. I don't like that. Y'all just trying to make her look like the bad guy so that way I don't agree with her over Superman. Because I really feel like, dude, her philosophy is very much superior. Although she does kill Batman. Because she kills the Joker, and then Batman shows up, like, what are you doing? And she's like, Batman, you can't stop me. He's like, I can try, and then he dies.
No, he can't do anything. All he can do is just karate chop and martial art and whatever fighting. He doesn't have anything cool.
He has a lot of cool things.
He has cool gadgets, but nothing against.
Listen, Superman's weakness is a fucking rock. Like, that's all I'm saying. I love Superman. But, like, there was a rap lyric I fucking loved. They did, like, one of those fucking rap battles, like Batman versus Superman. And Batman's like, it was something like brass knuckles made of kryptonite, cracking kneecaps. You'll be walking like a kryptonite. That shit, I'm not gonna lie. I fucked with that. I was like, ooh. That when I heard that, I was like, okay, Batman, I'm gonna talk less shit about you because that is true. Crack your kneecaps and be walking like a kryptonite. I love that wordplay. That was great wordplay. Wherever that came from, it was great.
Wasn't that what the era where all of those rap battles came from on YouTube?
Epic rap battle.
Yeah, like where everyone was doing those parody rap battles.
Yes, is that where that came from?
I forget the name of who made it, but it was really good. So like since we referenced it, if we do post this part up, we should probably throw a link or a shout out of some type.
Yeah, we gotta.
Since I quoted them verbatim, I'll find it. I'm telling you, I thought it was fire. That line that just had me like pausing it, like fuck. A YouTuber did this. Shit. Like I expect rappers to go off. I'm not gonna lie, that was fake heat. That was fake heat. I don't know if I'm overblowing it, but I was fake like shit.
Yo, I'm with the shits. Whoever wrote that.
Anyways, the point is, I love her so much, and she's a great. I want more of her. They did this bullshit where it ends and it's all like sad. Like, oh no, she's lost the will to be a good person. Who fucking who? I'm like, no, bitch, you had this. Keep it moving. You had the right bad bitch energy, and I want to see more of this.
I want a whole comic. Damn it.
I want this. I wanted a series. I was like, ooh, can she like leave the dark multiverse and become a problem in the regular universe? Because I would love that. I fuck with her heavy. Plus, I like her costume design. It's like all black, and she has a Superman symbol, but it's like painted like blood leaking out of her chest.
Dude,
and like she always has tears going down her face.
Oh no, that's not good.
I'm not gonna lie, I fucked with it. I love that.
Wait.
Of course he loves it.
What?
He loves that?
Yeah.
I love that. That's a great comic character. What are you talking about?
I thought, yeah. Never mind.
Ah!
I don't know what he's talking about. The slander. The libelous slander coming through this chat.
So, in order for it to be slander, it has to be false, and it's not false.
Oh.
Did you prove it?
Damn.
I mean,
like we took this to court. Could you prove it quantifiably?
You have.
I gave you the highlights. Also, nobody knows what the hell we're talking about.
Nobody knows.
Yeah, we got to be careful with that.
Okay, fine. Yeah, it'll bite me in the ass one day. They're gonna find me.
Dude, I could be like Enchantress and take over some evil bitch's body.
I love it.
Ooh, like
Well, no, that's not what Enchantress did. She was the evil bitch, and then she took over that poor woman's life.
right, but I can do it my own way.
Oh, you're saying
Like find someone who's a dick
Yeah.
and then force them to be good.
Yeah.
That would be an
I
interesting
thought
comic
I
if you
thought
possess somebody.
backwards.
I actually like a reverse Enchantress. Actually, that's actually a kind of good idea.
That would be.
If you think about it, rather than it being, oh my god, I'm so sad,
Poor
and then
Jane,
becomes a
yeah.
demon, flip it. Instead,
Exactly.
it's a bad person who's like, fuck, I want to just go back to like killing babies or whatever the fuck
Yep.
they do. And they're like, nope, we're saving kittens out of trees and visiting cancer patients. And they're just the whole time like, god damn it, like on the inside.
Yerp.
That
I
would
think
it's
actually be a
fantastic.
that would be a very interesting comic for people who are into like what could we actually do to make the world a better place very quickly.
Well, have you read Clockwork Orange?
I have not.
It's a book where I'm not okay. Clockwork Orange spoilers because people fucking need spoilers. Even though like I just referenced the thing, you should be prepared. No, Clockwork Orange. In the book, there's like this bad guy who's like a real piece of shit, but like he goes to this facility that kind of like does a lot of torturous brainwashing to make him a good person. But he's not actually a good person. He's like brainwashed and like forced out of like torture to be a good person. So it just kind of talks about how like what
does that
makes a
make
good
him
person is.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Is he now a good
Okay.
person? Or is he just a
Yeah.
bad person who can't control himself? I think that would be something that could be in the comic, where Rack is controlling this person who's terrible. Because let's say Rack's character is like, I don't like killing. I'm against killing. But this person is basically my Joker. And I cannot get them to stop hurting people. So instead, I'm going to possess this person, make them do good things, so that way they don't have time to do bad things. And the whole time, they're constantly fighting this like psychotic serial killer to try to prevent them from like taking over.
Oh, I want to read this comic.
Black Adam.
I think that could actually have a lot of potential because
Right.
like there's so much that could happen.
Really interesting.
Like, what if there's like a Jekyll and Hyde situation? Like a villain captures this hero, right? Does some like torture, like starts electrocuting them. The electrocution makes Rack lose control of the serial killer. So then the serial killer's there, and the villain is all like, "Oh, what are you gonna do? Kill me? Come on! We all know you're a goody two shoes." And it's like, psych! You just released Jack the fucking Ripper, and you thought shit was sweet, but it's about to make a sick turn in a minute.
Oof, and he's pissed, and they're pissed off because they haven't been in control of their body in a while.
So they start wilding out, like wilding out.
That
I
has a
kind of
lot
like that.
potential.
There's a lot of arcs you can do with that, really. Like, you can do an arc where Rack starts losing control and not understanding why. You can do an arc where, like, their personalities are meshing and they're becoming, like, a mix of the two.
Ooh, the meshing
You
one
can-
is good.
That could be crazy, where Rack's kind of like, oh, what the fuck? I just had an urge to, like, murder this person. Like, she just beats the fuck out of a purse snatcher. Like,
Oh,
OD. And
and
Rack's
the
like,
way-
oh, shit, what am I doing?
The way you get to meet your love interest is you try to possess somebody because you just are trying to save somebody. So you try to possess this guy, and his person or girl, and their personality starts to fight with your personality, and you've never had that happen before, type shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Ooh, so it's
yeah.
like, this is different.
Yeah,
This is a person with it's some individuality, and I want to find out. It could start with, like, I want to find out why this person is immune to
yeah,
my
it's
powers.
kind of like how Edward was like, why can I not read Bella's mind?
yeah.
And he was so.
see, now you compare it to
interested.
Twilight, I'm significantly less excited.
Right.
I just,
Okay, fine,
never
fine,
mind.
fine,
Plans
fine.
canceled.
Fine,
Comics have been
fine,
taken off the
fine,
shelves.
Fine.
Well, it's a popular trope. It works.
Yeah, so suck it. No, I'm joking.
Alright. I apologize. Hashtag suck it. See, I said shuck it.
Shuck
God damn it. Hashtag shuck it.
it.
See what I'm saying? The list comes out again. Love it.
The list comes out at night.
Please don't do that, because I will start singing that in my own head at all times. I'm gonna be in the shower, just like watching. It's like, this comes out at night. Oh man, I'm already thinking of lyrics. We need to stop this in its tracks. Moving on. All right, so we all got a hero, and we got to talk about the console wars. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about, or do you think now is a good time to maybe say our little goodbyes and
Yeah.
apologies for the insane rantings?
I think after this match, we'll do exactly that.
Yeah, you got
All
it,
right,
baby.
so-
Oh, I got it? Oh, okay,
If-
that's right. Well, we need to... When are we going to do this again?
I fuck with this heavy. I'm not gonna lie, because I just love talking. I'm sure anyone listening to this is gonna notice. I'm gonna say I put my controller down. Just beat the fuck out of me.
Oh, okay.
You get this one.
Hey, girl power, future's female. Okay.
There we go. I love it. But what were we saying? Oh yeah. So
Time.
I love this idea. Now Anna Maria said she wants to be in this at some point, but I believe she has class on these nights.
Okay.
So I don't know if doing it at these nights is going to work out. If we want to include her once in a while, I don't think we need to make it super strict because we're starting off.
Right.
Congratulations, you viewers! You're getting a little behind the scenes on how we work this out.
Yeah.
But basically,
Congratulations. You guys stuck
enjoy
with
that.
us this whole
So, yeah.
time. We appreciate it.
Good job. So yeah, point is like, I think we can. For now, I don't think we need to be super strict about it. I think we can be a little more hands off until we figure out our flow. I'm down to do it again whenever. Tomorrow I have a group assignment, so tomorrow's a dub. But after
same.
tomorrow, we can talk about doing it again.
Okay. Yeah.
But in terms of the podcast, let's thank everybody for stopping by. I know you've lost a significant amount of brain cells, and we like you better that way. So thank you.
We can control you that way. No.
And we like
We
Fox
talked
News
about
like
this.
you like that. Okay, wait.
Oh, okay. See that pineapples.
Yeah, my bad.
All right, that one's getting
All
cut.
the
But anyways,
pineapples.
That one has to get cut.
super cut right there. I just saw my death. Like I just saw the end.
What's the
Like,
timestamp right now?
was it the end? It's gonna be the end. We'll find it
The
pretty
end.
easily. But
The end.
damn, I wasn't keeping track of stuff we should cut. Fuck. Were either of you?
That we should cut? Absolutely not. Holy shit, no. But here's the
Oh,
thing.
this is gonna be fun. We have to watch the whole thing
Right.
over.
The whole thing
It
again.
won't be that bad. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Because
All right, I think we're good. We didn't really. I don't remember many mess ups. Okay, so basically, thank you so much for stopping by. This is very new, very freeform jazz style. So we're gonna find our flow as time goes on. But either way, thank you for watching this pilot episode. Hopefully, this is the beginning of me reaching the status in life I deserve to be at.
That we all
And
deserve
you guys
to
have
be
anything
at.
to say? Yeah, all of us, of course, all of us.
We will let you
Anyways.
guys. So I'm going to, for those of you who are new and are super interested in this, I'm going to drop my Discord link. That way, when we do decide when we're going to do this next, I will be posting that on there. I had a great time.
Yeah,
thought
dude,
this
I love
was-
blast.
Yeah,
I think this is great,
pretty good.
honestly. All we gotta do is a little more organization, maybe a little less me rambling, and I think we do those two things, and I think we're in a good position.
I think we gotta designate a host.
We can
Yeah.
rotate it. Like
I was
today's
gonna
host
say that.
is
Rotate.
Rack, today is Slam, this time
Yep.
Omega. I feel like I was fake the host today because I did a lot of the talking.
Yeah.
So next time I'm gonna delegate it to one of you guys. Make
Okay.
it fair. All right, but anyways, thanks so much for stopping by, everybody. Are you dead ass? I'll see y'all around.